Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And in this video, guys, what I want to do is do a farming guide for the Executor. This is a farm I know a lot of people do. I recommend doing this before Profundity. One, I think the Rex are far superior as far as, Darth Vader, Piet, the bounty hunters, right? But also, I think that the, Executor is a little bit more obtainable as far as, only needing Relic 8s, whereas Profundity needs a Relic 9. So we're going to get into this, guys. I'm going to give you advice. Hopefully you guys, can avoid some of the common pitfalls. But as we do in every video here, we must first pay homage to our king, Wampa. And we must say, Wampa, even though you're not a requirement for Executor, you are still right here in our hearts. Guys, if you want to see Wampa hit Relic 8, right, which... yes, I understand that I'm going to ask a lot when I say I want 5,000 subscribers, but you are asking me to relegate a character who, I'm not going to be platooning in territory battles, right? So, if you guys want me to spend that absorbent amount of resources, make sure that you like this video and hit that subscribe button to get this channel to 5,000 subs. Alright guys, so let's talk Executor. So, your first relic character for this is obviously going to be Darth Vader, right? You guys know if you watch the channel that he should be your first relic. He's probably in the early game the most important character, right? He's got a very good ship that we're also going to need to 7-star for this Executor event. He's just a great character all around. I do want to take a side note here and just say, if my voice sounds a little different, I have a small cold right now, so I do apologize to any of you viewers who get offended by that for some reason. All right. The next three characters are a no-brainer. So I'll start with Dengar first, right? Dengar does not have a ship, but he is a Relic 5 requirement for this. The reason I have him in this top 3 is because under Bosk, Dengar is actually very good. His, what is this? The Mini Mine Mayhem is a great way to put banners back on your team. He can cause a lot of problems for the other team, and it just makes the Bosk team in the early game a little bit more difficult for some people to manage. Obviously, you guys know Boba Fett. If you watch the Bounty Hunter Guide, which I'll link in the description down below, you guys know from that video that I kind of call Boba the best 6th man, right? That he's almost always going to be your sub if you take out a Bounty Hunter for some reason, right? So Boba's a great 6th character, just an overall, good Bounty Hunter. We do need him Relic 8 for this, and we need his ship at 7 stars. My recommendation would be get him to about Relic 5, and then move on to some of these later on characters and circle around to get him Relic 8 later. Obviously, Bosk needed it Relic 5. I do apologize to who it was who said about the Houndstooth that it is a capital ship, but I want to give a shout out to the subscriber who said that, because it is so true. This is probably the most important ship in the game. It's needed for this event. It's needed for so many things, and it's just fantastic. It basically plugs and plays into every fleet in the game. So again, need Bosk at Relic 5. I don't really need to say more. He's probably your most consistent bounty hunter lead. Alright, so then your next character here, I've got Admiral Piet, but you notice I said only if, and I want to take a pause here just so I can explain that. You only go Piet next, only if you have Imperial Troopers built. If you don't have Troopers built, do not bother gearing him at this point, because yes, he's a good character, but without Imperial Troopers, he's definitely a little bit more lackluster. So what I personally would do is wait if you don't have Imperial Troopers. If you have Imperial Troopers, this is definitely where you want to put him. I think that the Bounty Hunter team and getting Darth Vader is a little bit more important, especially because you want to build what's going to make sense for your roster. And I think that, while Piet's a fantastic Imperial Trooper, you can make do and beat some other teams and then obviously plug Piet in there at some point, right? Again, I took him to Relic 9 just to kind of keep up with the changing meta, but you could definitely just get him to Relic 5 at this point and then wait to Relic 8 him for this event. All right, next two guys are a little bit controversial, but you need to pretend that Beskar Mando and Cad Bane are requirements for this event. Now, I will say this. Beskar Mando is at least a requirement as far as unlocking him because you need the Razor Crest at 7 stars to complete the event. However, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make all the time is they get an Executor and then they've got a Gear 12, Gear 11 Cad Bane and a Gear 12 Mando. Guys, pretend they're Relic level requirements. Your fleet gets so much better once these guys hit relics. So there's something that, you need to pretend that their requirements, get them up, and your fleet's going to be so much better. Now, you could argue to do them like after you get the ship, that they're the first two things, but the pitfall that happens to a lot of people is that you end up in this situation where you will not farm them up, because you are going to be hold on, give me 1 second. My cat is doing something naughty here. There she goes. Give me 1 sec. Oh my gosh. Do apologize. We're not editing that out. You guys know that I basically do all of my stuff in one take. But she just jumped up on a windowsill and I wanted to move the decoration that was up there. So just pretend these guys are requirements, right? We want to make sure that you're still getting them, because you won't come back around to them once you get that Executor fleet. And then the last two characters, right? And what I will say, right, about Cad Bane, his ship is not a requirement for that fleet, but it literally makes that fleet better, right? Like, it's probably the most important ship inside of that fleet. And then finally, you have the TIE Fighter pilot, which is, you need his ship. You need him at Relic 5 for this. It is what it is. He's not a horrible character, right? He's got some plug-and-play use with Empire. And then IG-88, again, you need his ship, 7 stars as well. Relic 5. He can be used in some teams. I think he's going to have synergy with Dr. Aphra coming up, so that'll be interesting to see kind of how that pans out. Now, the other ship you need to talk about in this event is the Imperial TIE Bomber. And you need to get this puppy to 7 stars. Now, that's not impossible, right? But why I said that this event is very unique is that it requires a lot of 7-star ships. And it's got some requirements that, like Darth Vader is a Sith Eternal requirement, right? Piet at Relic 5 is a Sith Eternal requirement. Cad Bane is a Jedi Master Kenobi requirement. Boba Fett is a Relic 7 requirement for Jabba. Trying to think if there are any other requirements inside of this. So no, just those ones. But there's a couple of Rex in here, guys, that just really make sense, right? Obviously, if you get these bounty hunter ships, you're going to be able to get the Millennium Falcon as well. So it's just a really great fleet. Obviously, basically everyone runs either this or Profundity, guys. So my personal recommendation, get this ship first, right? Can't even find it now. Got out too far. Get that ship first. Get it up and running, and make sure that you invest properly inside of those other pilots, so that way you guys get as much out of this as possible, right? But I'm going to get out of here, guys. As always, smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Cheers.